had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was. Then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show. We ask those of you who have not subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda. Just wanted to do a quick episode on Kesha. Kesha, as most people know, is a demonic, satanic slave to the music industry, sold her soul to the devil. You can see all the satanic Illuminati symbols in her music videos. The pentagram, the upside-down pentagram, the pyramids. Of course, the lyrics to some of her songs, like Die Young. Okay? No to the satanic system. But I wanted to do a story on what's going on with Kesha, because you haven't heard much about Kesha recently. That's because Kesha broke her programming. For those of you who do not know, okay, these people are under programming. They are mind-controlled slaves. It's part of being in this business. Okay, she has a handler. Okay? A handler is your controller, the person that controls you and programs you. You're a slave to the handler, right? Most of the elitists are the handlers of these celebrities. Her handler is her producer, Dr. Luke. Not sure what he's a doctor of, if anything. I guess a doctor of Satanism. But Dr. Luke is her handler. Now, Kesha has broken her programming. This happens often. Okay? Sometimes when they hit a certain age, their programming stops working and they start rebelling against the programming. That's why Kesha was trying to break free from Sony. That's what's been going on with her. She's been trying to get out of her contract with Sony. And she's alleged that Dr. Luke sexually assaulted her, sexually abused her, mentally abused her, and physically abused her. Okay? So she tried suing Sony and him to get out of her contract. Of course, she lost her case because she made a blood oath. She made a contract with the devil, folks. In any other circumstance in life, if you're under contract, if you have a job, okay, if you're working in an office and your boss sexually or mentally abuses you, not only can you sue them for lots of money, if you're under contract, you can get out of your contract. In this specific case, she is suing Illuminati elitists who are not subject to our laws here in America. They are above the laws. They create the laws. That's why we need to continue to go by God's law, because that's the only law that should matter. But everybody has submitted to man's law, which is the Illuminati's law, how to live within their system. But they're above the laws. Okay? So she tried suing for all of these things. Not only did she lose, the guy who sexually molested her didn't even have to show up in court. That's how much power they have. In any other situation, if you sue somebody for sexually molesting you or abusing you, they can go to prison, right? Not only is this guy not even subjected to go to prison, he doesn't have to show up in court, and she is still under his control because she lost the case. So she has to submit and go back to her handler, Dr. Luke. Okay? You see, sometimes these people, these celebrities or these musicians break from their programming. That's what happened with Britney Spears. Okay, that's why she had her meltdown and shaved her head. She broke her programming. Britney Spears would still be the main celebrity. She would be up there with Katy Perry and all of these musicians that they're still pumping. There's a reason that Britney Spears is working Las Vegas. There's a reason that Britney Spears doesn't show up at the Grammys. She's not allowed out in public at these events. Okay? Her father is her handler. She is under lockdown. Okay? She is still a mind-controlled slave. But they can't allow her to be out in the public eye in case she has a slip-up, in case she says something, in case she embarrasses herself, in case she leads some type of suspicion to the existence of the Illuminati. Okay, Shia LaBeouf's another one. His programming broke. right? He went from an A-list celebrity, quote unquote, as they would put it, right? He went from a guy in a lot of movies all the time. Every blockbuster that was coming out, he was in. His programming broke. Have you seen how he's been acting? Showing up places, acting bizarre behavior. He's not in movies really anymore because his programming broke. They can't allow him to be in the public eye because they don't want him to slip up and expose something, right? So they just ruin their careers. They just push them out of the spotlight, right? Britney Spears, they invested so much time in to make her an Illuminati brainwash her to the women out there, to the young girls out there, that they didn't want to completely end her, so they shoved her in Las Vegas as an attraction so they could still make money off of her. That's why she's there. Amanda Bynes is another one. Her programming snapped. Okay? So Kesha'S programming is beginning to lead away, but they won't let her out of her contract because it's a blood contract. It's a contract with the devil. Okay? That's what they make. Kesha sold her soul for this position in the limelight, to be a star. Okay? She went under the guidance of Dr. Luke, her handler, who sexually abused her, who mentally abused her. Okay? Like I said, anywhere else in a work environment, this guy would be behind bars. This guy would be fried, burned at the stake. But because he's an Illuminati puppet, or he's an Illuminati handler, I should say, because he has power in the Illuminati, he's one of these Wiccans, these witches, these warlocks that produce these garbage, grotesque, brainwashing songs and music, he's under full protection. The occult has him under full protection. That's why it's funny when you see a story like this come out. You know, people just go, oh, Kesha, I guess she's still working with Sony. Think about the bigger picture. Where else in the world could this happen? If your boss even does an innuendo at you and winks, a woman or a man can sue for sexual harassment. This guy physically abused her, sexually assaulted her. He doesn't even have to show up in court, and the judge says, no, you're still under contract with Sony despite being sexually abused. You know why? Because the judge is an occultist in the pocket. All of these guys are. That's how they set the world up. You can learn how they set this stuff up. The protocols of the elders of Zion. Right? They're all under the false umbrella of Zionism. Okay? But they're in positions of power, and these people can get away with whatever they want. So we see obviously in these videos that she's an Illuminati puppet, as she pushes this satanic agenda. She even tweeted, when she did the video Die Young, that she was forced to do it. She didn't want to do it. So you could see that her programming was breaking. Her handler didn't have a good grip on it. But she's under their thumb. So if she doesn't start obeying the system, not only is she going to be completely shut down, you'll never hear her name again, they might just eliminate her. That's what they do. Right? They railroad her. You know, they'll sacrifice her, do something like that to her. That's how they operate. Don't be surprised. You know, she has a quote-unquote overdose or something like that. Like Amy Winehouse. That's what they do to these people. If they don't obey once they sign their contract. If they really try to get out. Okay, and other musicians and celebrities see this. They know. They live in fear. Even if they get to a point where they wake up and find Jesus, they're afraid to get out of the occult. Because they've made such a strong oath to them that they're afraid that they'll lose their lives. Okay? So just wanted to point that out about Kesha, because you can see the programming here. You can see the breakdown in the programming. Okay, and then you can see the power structure that the elitists have. That they can completely control the court systems. And it's such a joke that even she can't even sue him, get out of her contract on the basis of sexual assault. Anywhere else in the world, you would be put in prison, not just be able to break your contract. It's ridiculous. It's blatantly obvious what's going on here. Just remember, the only truth in life is Jesus Christ. All glory goes to him. There would be no salvation without him. These Satanists wouldn't even have free will if Jesus Christ didn't come and die for our sins. So always give glory to Jesus Christ. All right, thank you for listening to today's show. God bless you. May peace be with you.